Today on DMG, Jordan and I are at the Prairie Village in Madison, South Dakota, where we have been invited to ride in the cab of a unique locomotive. Stay tuned for more. Located northwest of Sioux Falls along the shore of Lake Herman, the Prairie Village is a collection of historic structures and vehicles from the local area. It opened in 1966 and has become quite popular as a local attraction. The Prairie Village even has its own railroad, named the Prairie Village, Herman, and Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Road originally laid down tracks through the property, and the right-of-way has since been modified into a 3-mile loop around the perimeter of the Prairie Village. The railroad features a unique collection of railroad equipment, including operating steam locomotives, handcars, and even a velocipede. Jordan and I went to the Prairie Village at the tail end of July for their Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. No, not the movie. There, that's more like it. The Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Day. That weekend has traditionally been the Prairie Village Railroad Days, an all-weekend event celebrating the historic importance of the railroads in South Dakota. Jordan, having never been to the Prairie Village before, was excited to come along for the day. We were invited by some of the volunteers to a cab ride at the end of the day, an offer that we were both too happy to accept. Tristan Scott, Morgan Newman, Jaden Yannick, Dawson Larson, and Ben Parsons gave us a wonderful tour of the roundhouse and turntable before showing us one of the most unique locomotives I have ever seen. Locomotive 4002 is a Baldwin-Whitcomb RS4-TC. It was built for the United States Army in 1953 as an industrial locomotive meant to serve on Army bases at home and abroad. The modified Davenport design is 60 tons and is very compact, being only 39 feet in length and under 13 feet in height. A total of 74 units were built, all of them going to the U.S. Army and Air Force. There were two number series for the RS4-TC, the 1200 series and the 4000 series. The 4000 series was meant to go overseas, but few ever left the States. The locomotive originally had a Caterpillar D397 power plant producing 4,000 horsepower. 40 units were later upgraded to 3508 power plants, which boosted the horsepower to 500. Number 4002 is one such engine. An easy way to tell is by the number of exhaust stacks. The original power plant required 2 exhaust stacks, while the upgraded engines have just 1. Climbing into the cab along with 5 other guys was a tight fit, but the ride was definitely worth it. We did a lap around the Prairie Village that Jordan and myself will remember forever. We both had cameras handy to document the occasion, so sit back and enjoy the ride with us in the cab of this unique Baldwin.
2 buttons on the top. There's start and fuel pump. Hold both of those in.
There's fuel pump and
start. Hold them until the engine starts, until the bell stops ringing. That's your left gauge, and it's going to be the red needle.
what?
I'm pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually like, holy shit, because that's what I do remember. I'm like, holy crap.
Now,
This got a notch throttle on it? Yeah. Okay.
would like to thank the passionate and hardworking volunteers of the Prairie Village and the PVH&M Railroad for a fantastic experience. If you would like to visit the Prairie Village, check out their website. We've got another video coming soon that will focus on the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Day, which you do not want to miss. We're excited to share more adventures in the future, and we would greatly appreciate it if you would like this video or subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time, highball!